these people should come back and watch this stuff. This is good quality content. I really think this is smart sports talk.
That
All
was
right, here we
good.
go. Michigan State at Ohio State. The line is 19. I don't even know why I'm reading that. Ohio State crushed Michigan State yesterday. What was the finals? 56-7. They led up in that first half. Good God. 49 to what was it? 49 to zip.
I think it's 49-7.
That's incredible. Michigan State, baby. Mel Tucker should have signed that contract extension at the half. He looked like a big dummy yesterday. They couldn't do nothing. They're frauds, dude. I'm beginning to think Michigan far and away better. And I think if that game was in Michigan, they would have blew them out too. I just think Michigan State, I said on the last week's episode, I came in here and I was like, backs against the wall. They're going to fight for this. They're going to fight to survive. They were down 49-7 at the half. How is that even humanly possible? Like that, that doesn't make any sense. That was college game day. That was supposed to be game of the year. And they didn't even dare to show up to play the football game. That's embarrassing.
That's what happens when you're in a conference who the entire conference's identity is running the ball, old-fashioned football. And the only team that doesn't abide by that is Ohio State. They're the ones
why they win all the time.
That's why they win. And until the rest of the Big Ten catches up and says, hey, we're going to play this new age fancy offense where you swing the ball around and all these tricks and whatever, no one's going to win the Big Ten except Ohio State.
Yeah, Ohio State plays just like an SEC team. The SEC, even if freaking Nick Saban, the old fart that he is, can have his offense adapted to the modern style of what they play nowadays, anybody can. The fact that the Big Ten has lagged so far behind that narrative and that the way of thinking is incredibly wild. Because Ohio State literally is the only team I think that plays that nutty time of football. Purdue kind of, but
they're Purdue.
They're Purdue. Who cares? Ohio State has always done that. They've done that for years and years and years. And the rest of the Big Ten just doesn't seem to give a crap. Penn State's like that. Iowa, Michigan State, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Northwestern. What do they do?
Nebraska, all of them.
Nebraska. They have no interest in actually adapting. Every team in the SEC does it. And we're talking about Southern football, where you're tough and ugly. Georgia still kind of does that Big Ten football, but they can't get away with it because they got
the defense to do it.
Yeah, they can do that kind of crap. JT Daniels, that still blows my mind what he's doing down there, but whatever. Big Ten football is insane. Every team in the SEC plays that kind of modern football. LSU plays it. Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Arkansas, Vanderbilt, South Carolina, Kentucky. What are you doing up there in the North? Do they have no interest? Do they just think they get no fat white guys and just that's what they have to do to win the game? You know what I mean? You gotta adapt. It's 2021. You gotta move forward. It's not 1995 anymore. People, things have changed.
It's crazy. Michigan State had the worst pass defense, I think, in the country, if I remember right. It's up there.
I feel like a fool. What did I pick them? Michigan State. I picked Michigan State because I thought backs against the wall. They didn't show up for the game. They had no fun. They were like, no way. We don't want to be a part of this.
It's crazy. But that's what happened. They got away with it all year.
Because
they didn't
who passes?
Anyone except for Purdue who could pass the ball.
And they lost to Purdue.
Michigan State beat Purdue.
Who did they lose to? They lost to somebody. They lost to Purdue, didn't they? That's who the Purdue. Yeah, Purdue, because Purdue, Ohio State last week.
Oh, Ohio State. That's right.
Yeah, because the one that team. Yeah. So there you go. The one team that actually could kind of pass. Proving a point here. The one team that actually could kind of pass is the one they lost to. Other one they lost to.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Michigan
State's fraud.
Michigan State made Cade McNamara for Michigan look like freaking Tom Brady. He's terrible.
And it's crazy because you have Kenneth Walker. He's supposed to be one of the best.
They barely even ran the ball.
And they didn't give him the ball. Even Even though it was 7-0, at halftime, he had 6 carries.
That dude needed to have like 40 carries. He
Didn't
needed
have
to have his Heisman moment.
any chance. He
And
lost the Heisman in that game, I think. But
I don't think he was going to win it after that loss to Purdue.
I don't think if he could have won against Ohio State and
he would have
had
got
this
it. Maybe.
monster game, he would have been in there. But
they would have turned their head toward like they're turning their head to Bryce Young and CJ Stroud now. Those are the two big dogs. I don't even think Matt Corral stands a chance now.
no.
All right, there you go. Ohio State, back to it. We've already kind of talked about them a little bit. So, I mean, what can you say? I don't know. I think this was a part. It's probably 50-50, but Ohio State being very good and Michigan State just being god awful.
And that pass defense is god awful.
Yeah, they collapsed. All right, Iowa State, Oklahoma. What do we got going on here? Oklahoma. What was the final score?
28-21.
Oh, 28-21. I picked Oklahoma in this game. I thought they were going to win. I was right. Oklahoma, they like doing that kind of stuff, man. Their defense has, you can say what you want. Lincoln Riley has had a better defense than in previous years. I mean, the Big 12, speak of a team conference that's weird. I mean, 2-3 years ago, they had like the number one offenses in the country.
No defense.
Now it's a defense conference. I mean, Oklahoma's got a better defense. Baylor, Iowa State doesn't have bad defense. I mean,
or Oklahoma State.
West Virginia's better on defense. Oklahoma State's one of the best defenses in country.
Top 3.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it's crazy to think that's kind of how it switched.
Yeah.
Texas is just terrible. Texas is god awful. That stupid Texas, of course, they would lose to Arkansas and be good in the beginning of the year. And then they would be like, oh, man, let's collapse and make that Arkansas loss look even better. I mean, even worse for Arkansas.
Yeah. I mean, it felt disappointing to watch this game. However, you do have to look at Iowa State.
Disappointing. You won the game.
You do win the game, but you were hoping for something a little bigger to prove that you can play with Oklahoma State. That was kind of the mindset.
Well, you can play with them now. What, you going to beat them? That might be a different story.
Exactly. Now, Iowa State does have a top 10 defense statistically. And they pretty much shut down Caleb Williams except for maybe 2 or 3 plays. He had one big run and a couple good passes. And we had some good running, but we ran the ball pretty well. We couldn't really pass. Do
what you got to do.
And then, of course, our defense had to stand up at the very end, get an interception to win the game.
The defense had that. Well, defense had a great play at the end of the half. Wasn't they when they scoop and score or something like that?
Yeah, made the scoop and score, and that really helped us stay ahead of Iowa State all game because it was 7-7 before that, and it was a tough defensive game. It was a dirty defensive game.
Hey.
I think Oklahoma did a very good job. They won, obviously. Could have been better, obviously.
Could have been worse.
I think we're going to see more of the same going into this next game. Oklahoma State. I don't think there's, normally in the past between these two, we see big offenses, shootouts, whatever.
Yeah,
we're not seeing that this week or this upcoming week. It's going to be a low-scoring defensive game. Now, I'm just counting right now. Both defenses are kind of getting there. I think Oklahoma State's defense is way better than Oklahoma's right now.
What time do y'all play on Saturday?
7:30 Eastern.
Woo!
I mean 90.
Ryan is going to be sweating at 7:30. He's going to have Clemson and Oklahoma. Oh my God, I might have to resurrect. He might. Oh my God, Ryan might not be on the show because he might kill himself next week.
I will not be looking at my phone at all.
Oh my God, he's going to be woo. Poor guy.
It's going to be intense, but Oklahoma got the win. Got a tough, gritty win. Now it's time to move on to the next game. If you win, you're into the Big 12 championship against Oklahoma State again.
So Oklahoma State has already made it to the championship.
Clinched. Yeah,
so y'all haven't though.
No. So if Oklahoma loses, then
Baylor goes. Oh my God.
So it's for all the marbles.
Yeah, there you go. Wow. You're gonna play in 1 week and then a week again. Where's that game going to be at? Jerry World?
It'll be at Jerry World, yeah.
Nice. I'll keep my opinions on that game kind of low key. I'm still kind of swinging back and forth. One thing I would say about Oklahoma that Ryan's not going to like is Oklahoma. You've seen a lot of teams kind of like fall apart. Florida fell apart. Texas has collapsed completely. Some teams have gotten better. I would say South Carolina and Clemson have both gotten better. I would say Arkansas even's gotten better as the season progressed after that rough 3-loss stretch. Oklahoma has stayed the same. I feel like the team that we saw on opening day is the team that we see now. The only difference is Spencer Rattler's not the quarterback and Caleb Williams. Now, he did provide kind of a spark in the middle of the season, but even now, I don't know if it's kind of that much of a difference maker. I think next year he's going to be special, but
It's just
I just feel
crazy
like Oklahoma's
because
just like one line. They haven't gotten better on
Oklahoma,
offense. Their defense struggles sometimes.
exactly.
It's the
Their
season
curse.
of the flat line for Oklahoma. There's no been ups, there's no been down. There's just
Yeah.
none.
It's
It's the
just this
same.
curse that they have. If the offense plays good, defense plays bad. Defense plays good, the offense plays bad. Right now, defense is playing good and the offense is playing bad. So who knows what we're going to get next week?
I just think, Oklahoma's just kind of straight lined it. They have not gotten worse, and they definitely have not gotten better. I still kind of believe maybe Oklahoma could make the playoff. I don't know though. I don't think so. I don't even if Oklahoma beat Oklahoma State
Twice.
I still don't think they get in. I think they'll put in somebody else. They might slip. It's going to be,
It'd be hard to do.
especially if Alabama beats Georgia.
If Alabama beats Georgia, Oklahoma's out.
Yeah.
But if Georgia beats Bama,
You could have Georgia, Cincinnati, Ohio State,
Oklahoma.
I could be actually, in a crazy world, I could see Oklahoma State making the playoff.
Oh yeah, I mean, if they win their next two games, yeah, I think they'd also be in. It really comes down to
kind of Georgia, Alabama, because
Georgia has to win for the Big 12 to get in.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't think it matters too much. I still think Georgia's far and away the best team. I think the only team that could, I can't believe I'm about to say this.
Ohio State.
They're the only one, and I don't know if they'll make it. I could see them losing to Michigan next week. I don't know, maybe, but in the big house, 12 o'clock, you never know.